Here's your word for the day from Calvary in Lake Havasu. Visit us on the web at calvaryaz.com.
Hello, Calvary. This is Pastor Rick, your North Campus pastor, with your word for the day. We're looking today in Mark chapter 13. The setting is that Jesus is in the temple in Jerusalem with his disciples. And Mark chapter 13, verse 1 says, "And as he came out of the temple, one of his disciples said to him, 'Look, teacher, what wonderful stones and what wonderful buildings.' And Jesus said to him, 'Do you see these great buildings? There will not be left here one stone upon another that will not be thrown down.'" It's kind of interesting. They're like, "Hey, look at this wonderful, beautiful temple that King Herod built." And Jesus is like, "Don't get too caught up on it. Don't worry about it. This whole thing's going to fall down here one of these days soon." And it actually did. That was a prophecy by Jesus in AD 70. The temple there was torn down by the Romans and destroyed. And Jesus was saying, guys, don't go get so excited about things, about religious temples, about things, because they can all just go away. They're temporary, material. It's going to go away. It's all going to burn someday. And I was thinking about that. How much time do we spend admiring our boats and our homes? How much time do we spend building our careers? How much time do we have playing with our stuff and our toys, and realizing that all that time we spend is on things that are temporary, that are all going to go away someday? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having toys, but what I'm suggesting is, do we spend a lot of time on things that really in the long term aren't going to matter? Do we spend a lot of time worrying and stressing out about things in our lives and things that are happening that in 6 months, a year, 5 years, they're really not going to matter? In fact, probably things that we in 4 or 5 years won't even remember. What's important is not we focus on things that are temporary and are going to eventually go away, but that we focus on the things that last, things that are spiritual, things that are not material, but things that are spiritual and eternal is the word I was looking for. That's Jesus' point. Hey guys, don't get so fixated, but think about what we're doing here as we're sharing about the gospel of Jesus with these people. So that's what I want to encourage you guys to do today, is think not only about the temporary things, but about the spiritual and eternal things, the things that last. There's a few sayings that I've heard. Maybe you've heard them too. Have you ever heard, well, hey, you can't take it all with you? Or maybe you've heard the one, I've never seen a U-Haul trailer behind a hearse. I actually think that one's kind of corny, but maybe you like it and maybe you use it. Here's another one. Those are actually true, but here's another one that's true. Another saying, it's actually words to a song, and it says, "Only one life, so soon will it pass. Only one life, and only what's done for Christ will last." That's true. There's never a U-Haul behind a hearse. We can't take it with us. But it's also true that we only have one life to live for Christ, and only what we do for Christ is what's going to matter in the end and what's going to last for eternity. And Jesus said it this way in his Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 6, he says, "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. Lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust destroys and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." That's the question today. Where's your heart? Is it in the temporal or is it in the eternal, the things that are going to last? So I encourage you today to spend your time on things that are going to matter, things that are going to last for eternity, like serving others, like loving your family deeply, like spending time, even today, worshiping your God and telling him how much you love him and spending time in his word. In fact, here's another one for you. There's no time like the present. Why don't you do that now? Spend the next few moments worshiping the Lord, telling him how much you love him, and reading his word. Would you do that? Have a great day. God bless.